What's up, guys? It's your favorite Kiwi coach, and give me 6 months of your time. I'll give you the best golf swing of your life. So welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new to Kiwi Golf Japan, we do a bunch of videos where we analyze PGA Tour professionals, or maybe it's our client before and after videos, or maybe it's a video like this where we're talking about the beginner golf swing. So if you're interested in the golf swing, if you're interested in golf instruction, this is the perfect channel for you. Let's go ahead and jump in. So like I said in the intro, this particular video, we are talking about the beginner golf swing, but specifically, I want to be talking about the body pivot move in the backswing, because I know a lot of you amateur golfers really have no clue, how should the body be moving? Should I tilt it this way? Should I push it this way? What should the knees be doing? What should the pelvis be doing? What should the upper body be doing? Well, if you're asking yourself that question, this is the perfect video for you. We're going to break down the whole body movement throughout the backswing, so let's go ahead and jump in. But before we get into the video, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, and that is Kiwi Golf Japan. If you guys didn't know, YouTube does not pay the bills, and if you want the Kiwi Coach not to go broke and to continue making videos for you guys, check out the link after the video is done to our Kiwi Platinum membership site. If you sign up, it really does support us. Let's go get into this beginner golfer pivot. So now the reason why I'm making this video is when I first started out playing golf, there wasn't a whole lot of videos of the body pivot on YouTube. As well, recently, especially here in Japan, I've been watching a lot of videos about the backswing pivot, and pretty much they're very vague. They don't go into detail the specific body parts and what movements they are moving towards. And really, if you do hear the backswing talked about, typically they talk about you want to churn on your spine tilt or churn on your spine axis, and that's pretty much as far down the rabbit hole they take it. So if you want to have a much more detailed video, if you want to go all the way down the rabbit hole, well, we are going to be doing that today. And we're going to start off with the takeaway move. So let's start establishing, what do the shoulders do first to start the takeaway? So now from the down the line view, when we talk about the shoulders in the takeaway, there's really two key movements. The first one is going to be rotation, and the second one is going to be left side lateral bend. So if I flip around here to the face-on view, you can see both of those in a little bit more detail as well, right? So there'd be rotation and then left side lateral bend. So if I have left side lateral bend with no rotation, you can see my whole body will start to move this way, which is what we don't want to do. And then if I just have rotation with no left side lateral bend, you can almost see the body actually move off the golf ball too much, and that would be also what we don't want to do. So when we watch the best players in the world, they have both of these simultaneously, and together it would look something on the lines of this. This would be the takeaway motion. So as I'm rotating, the left part or the grip is actually lowering and tilting in this initial takeaway section. Now if I go ahead and put my hands on the club and do the same motion and add the hands and arms, you're going to look something like this in the takeaway section. So as you can see, there is rotation and there is that left side lateral bend. Now the total amount of left side lateral bend is just a little bit, I'd say maybe 5-10 degrees, nothing crazy like that. But that would be the key movements when it comes to the shoulders in the takeaway section. So now when it comes to the pelvis, a lot of you guys are under this impression that you're just trying to churn your pelvis level throughout the whole backswing, and that's actually not the case. So when I get into setup, first off, at setup, the front part of the pelvis is actually tilted down and is slightly lower than the back part of the pelvis, so that's called anterior pelvic tilt. Then from that position, as I start the takeaway and throughout most of the backswing, we're going to be gradually moving towards what's called left pelvic tilt, or basically the grip in right here. As I go through the takeaway section, you're going to see that slightly get lower than the club head section over here. So just like with the shoulders, we're seeing the pelvis do a similar thing. We have rotation, and then we also have left pelvic tilt with that rotation, and that's going to be what you want in the takeaway, and that's a really, really important move when it comes to the pelvis. Now the last part of the takeaway we're going to talk about with these knees, and let's look at my lead knee here, which is my left knee. So this knee, a lot of you guys are under the impression you need to move this towards the golf ball in the takeaway section and throughout most of the backswing, and that's actually not what you see the best players do. Now does the knee move closer to the golf ball than it did at address? Absolutely, it does move towards the ball. But there is a range that you want to follow throughout the backswing and in the takeaway. So typically, as we get to position 1 to the position 2, we're going to see the kneecap move subtly out towards the golf ball, but you're never going to see the kneecap break this toe line right here, so it's never going to go break through it like that. That would be too much of the knee moving towards the golf ball. Now, as we move over here to the face-on view, so same thing, as we're churning, we're going to see the kneecap moving slightly out towards the golf ball. Then also the kneecap direction is moving into what we call internal rotation slightly, or this knee is moving more from this position to this position, right? Let's call it maybe from 12 o'clock to about 2 o'clock in that takeaway section. Now, when it comes to this trail knee, it's actually doing the opposite. This trail knee is now actually moving slightly away from the golf ball. So I'll go back to the down the line view. This knee is actually moving slightly away from the golf ball. And then it's also moving in a different rotation called external rotation, where the kneecap's going from 12 o'clock again to that 2 o'clock. But because it's the right knee, it's moving into external rotation. Those are the fundamental key points to the takeaway when it comes to the body. Let's start moving from takeaway up to position 3. So when we go from takeaway to position 3, pretty much more of the same is happening. That could be the simplified version for all the points that we have discussed. So that means from this face-on view, as I get to takeaway and then I get to position 3, we're going to see that the grip inside is going to be tilting slightly lower. We're going to see that the rotation amount is also rotating slightly more. And that will be the same for the shoulders or the chest. That will be the same for the pelvis as well in that section. And then also for the knee amounts, that would also be the same as well. So when you get from position 2 to position 3, nothing is really changing, right? You're continuing what you were doing in the takeaway section. However, you're just doing slightly more of it and just continuing the motion. So now, once we get from position 3 to position 4, this is actually when the motion has a subtle bit of difference, and it's really nuanced here, so I want you guys to really key in. So from this face-on view, let's say I'm at position 2 here, position 3 here, and then as I go to position 4, what you're going to start to find is, all right, that's it for you guys on YouTube, but before you guys kick off, let me give you some quick wrap-up points. So when it comes to the body pivot for you beginner golfers out there, I think the most important point to think about is we are basically just trying to rotate our body with tilting of the body. If you can understand that basic point, you're going to really understand and really jump above a lot of other beginner golfers when it comes to the backswing. So if you guys really want to get those points down, just watch the video a few more times, as I promise you guys will get the subtleties of it, because I know I used a lot of wordings and it was probably a little bit difficult to understand. Watch it 3 times, maybe 5 times, and it's really going to start to make sense for you and you're going to be able to apply it. But for you guys out there who just, have a difficult time applying it but want to take lessons from myself, well then check out our Kiwi Coach 6-month program. We actually designed a program that's 6 months long that's going to take you from basically having a terrible golf swing to a really good golf swing. As well, you're going to understand exactly how to change the look of your golf swing in the future if you so need to. So check out that Kiwi Coach 6-month program. We'd love to help you guys out for that. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.